When I was young, I was told that Wu-Tang is forever. And so was the trauma from that day when we took a bus trip to Staten Island to play their young boys in basketball. Trash to Piece Theater, the old dirty bastards. Okay, so boom. The year was funkified. The average price of gas was $1.11 per gallon. Kurt Cobain was writing bangers and Beavis and Butthead was going diamond on my TV. Back then, it seemed like every playground in Philly had a summer league. Around my way, you could play at Panatti, Whittier, and Connie Mack, and they were all within like a 5-block radius of my house. This one particular summer, I was on the number 1 15 and under team at Panatti Playground. We had some serious scorers. Rick, Piss, Roy, Greg Joyner, they were all easy buckets. So my job as the 6-foot-tall center was to grab rebounds and box out, and I played my role to perfection. During the middle of the season, the commissioner put together a little exhibition with some league from New York. Philly vs. New York basketball was always a big draw back then. All-stars from Rucker would come down to play our all-stars from 16th and Susquehanna. We were set to go up to New York and play some playground that I had never heard of at the time. We were sending 3 teams up to New York. Our 11-year-old and unders, 13 and unders, and 15 and unders to play theirs. We piled onto the bus and hit the road. The ride up was chill. We spent the first half goofing off and being kids. But as we approached New York, we focused. We locked in. We crossed a couple of bridges, and next thing we're rolling through the streets of somewhere in New York. We pulled up to a playground attached to some projects. We weren't shook or anything, but I feel like they should have prepared us for that. Hey kid, where we at? Son, what you mean? Like, where in New York are we? This Shaolin. Like, Wu-Tang Shaolin? Yeah. Alright, now keep in mind, this is when Wu-Tang Clan first came out. 36 Chambers had just dropped the year before, and they were huge in every hood across the U.S. But if I showed any level of excitement, that'd have been dicky, and I would have never been able to live that down once I got home. I'll be damned. We hit the courts and started shooting around as a collective. And after a while, it was time for the 11 and unders to play each other. And our kids were ready. After the first half, our guys were up 18, and honestly, it wasn't even that close. Our 13 and unders started staring at theirs with rabid looks in their eyes. Watching our baby team mop the floor with theirs had us amped.
That was easy.
It was time for the 13 and unders. And as they were warming up, the team we were set to play pulled up to the courts. We noticed a familiar face with them.
Nowadays, you got to walk the street and watch your back, cause brothers with the gas don't be knowing how to act.
We all looked at each other shocked because he was geared up like he was ready to play too. Now, any other kids from any other city may have shown excitement that they were about to hoop against the youngest member of Wu-Tang. But we was from Philly, and none of us wanted to be dick eaters. Our 13 and unders hopped out to a quick lead on the New York kids and never looked back. We stared down their 15 and unders like, y'all next. Game over. Our middle act bodied theirs, and it was time for the final act. We hit the court ready. We started warming up, and then they started shooting around as well. It was time for the sweep. And then it happened. A man walked up to the 15-year-olds down the other end of the court. Why? We can beat them, I said. Kids looked defeated. They ran off the court crying and went into one of the buildings. The start of the game was delayed as our commissioner talked to some of their adults.
What do you mean the team hasn't arrived? They were just here.
Nah, that wasn't them. We were hella confused, but our coach told us to keep warming up and focus. After about 15 more minutes, a group of grown men started warming up down the other end. A group of grown men with beards that connected, which was weird because we didn't bring none of our adults with us. Initially, I didn't really think nothing of it. Like, maybe it was another tournament after ours. Then the ref blew the whistle. Alright, now let's go. Hold the fuck up.
Ain't no way.
Nah, it can't be. Game time. Game time for whom? These grown-ass men with beards that connected and had city jobs hit center court patiently waiting on us. They ain't even have on jerseys. They were just out there wearing anything. Jean shorts, cutoffs, regular-ass shirts. And we were standing there like stuck. I was the center for our team, standing at an even 6 foot. Their point guard, the shortest person on their team, was taller than me. The grown-ass man I was supposed to guard was like a smooth 6'8". This some bullshit, y'all. Yeah. Y'all want forfeit? No, we want to play their 15-year-olds. One of those grown-ass men who had a beard that connected a city job and can rent a car illegally overheard me. We are 15. When? During the I Have a Dream speech? What y'all want to do? Screw it. We here. We might as well just play. Easy for you to say. You don't got to guard Juggernaut. So we hit the court, ready for glory. Y'all remember in the movie 300 where the Spartans stood their ground and repelled wave after wave of Persians until they finally became too much, but they went out like some G's and gained the respect of the world for centuries? Yeah, that wasn't us. We got smoked from the jump.
We got destroyed.
That looked like the Harlem Globetrotters. These niggas was running layup lines on us. I wish I could say I fought the good fight and stayed in the game the entire time giving these niggas work. But the truth is, I just fouled the shit out of them every time they tried to dunk on me and got ejected from the game in the first half. Fuck that. I don't remember the final score, but it was a lot to a little. We were hobbling around the court like the big kids and heavyweights. And it wouldn't have been so bad if these grown men with beards that connected with city jobs who could rent cars legally and had receding hairlines weren't talking trash the entire time. But being from North, we talk back. How y'all grown-ass men talking trash to children?
What? I'm only in the 10th grade.
When? In 83? When the game was over, they got a ruckus applaud while they walked off the court talking more trash.
Enjoy the ride home, losers.
You're like 45. It was indeed a long ride home. Not only did we have to hear the trash talk from those grown men, we had to hear it from the 11 and 13-year-olds on the bus. And my trash-ass little brother was leading the way. Who knew the 36 and 36 chambers stood for the average age of the guys you were going to play today? I know, right? I mean, it may have also stood for the points you guys were down at halftime. God, I hate you. Word made it around the way about what happened. And instead of getting clowned, we actually did get some respect from our old heads. We got mopped, but at least we ain't tuck tail and run. My pop was really proud that I used all my fouls and didn't let that grown-ass, yeti-ass nigga embarrass me. But I was still salty. I threw out my Wu-Tang cassette as soon as I got home. Take that, Method Man. At least my red team went on to win the championship that summer at Panatti, so all's well that ends well. Me, Roy, Rick, Greg, and Piss may have gotten smoked that auspicious day in Staten Island, but at least we can hold our heads high saying we ain't run.
Whatever you need to tell yourself.
And I can't speak for my teammates, but these days when I hear protect your neck, I hope those Staten Island teenagers are protecting their neck from painful arthritis. Rat bastards. I'm not bitter. I'm also not telling the truth. They say Wu-Tang is for the kids. Lies. At least not for North Philly kids. They also say Wu-Tang is forever, but apparently so is the trauma of getting crossed up by someone old enough to be your uncle. Sucks to suck. Thank you for watching Trash to Piece Theater. I hope you got a few laughs from this joint. And if so, please help me out by hitting that subscribe button and dropping a like. It helps way more than you know. If you want to support the channel further, you can join the Patreon, become a member of the channel and receive bonus episodes, leave a super thanks, or just drop $1 or $10 in the Cash App. I'm grateful for any and all of the above.